What is up, guys? Ninja Nick back with another round of the Champions League. We have, it looks like some sort of Arceus mirror match. Not sure what types of Arceus we have here. Arceus does not feel like as good of a play in this format as it was previously. It feels a lot better as like a tech in chien-pao for consistency, or just pretty good in the Arceus Charizard deck. I'm actually surprised how well it works in the Arceus Charizard deck, because you actually use the Charizard to power up the Arceus, when normally the Arceus is the thing powering up other attackers. But anyway, looks like our player on the right is going to go first. Has that nice Legends Arceus pre-order art. I think you had to pre-order Legends Arceus in order to get a copy of that card, I want to say. But for us, it was like a box promo. So it's not super expensive for us, which is really nice. I really do love that art. We are going to Nest Ball for a Bidoof. So it looks like this is going to be some sort of standard Arceus deck. Nothing too fancy about it. And it looks like we dropped a card. The judge was able to pick that up. I do see a V-Guard energy in the deck as he's shuffling. So maybe this is Arceus Giratina. Can't quite tell just yet, but we will see it in a future turn. Water energy is very interesting. Oh, it's Arceus Goodra. This was a deck that was slightly hyped right the last day or two leading up to Pittsburgh Regionals, so the same weekend. I don't think Arceus Goodra is very good, in all honesty. I think it's good exclusively against the Lost Box and just loses to everything else. It's actually it's only good against Turbo Lost Box. I think that it still loses to Kyogre, and I think it still loses to Giratina V-Star. Because you just like Star Requiem through the effect of the Goodra V-Star. So we are going to Ultra Ball away a Manaphy as well as the Arceus V-Star. And what is that Pokemon in the front? I can't even tell. It's a basic for sure. Oh my god, is this Clodsire EX? Oh, my boy Clodsire. Oh man. Clodsire EX 3-0? Alright, so Paldean Clodsire EX has the ability Toxic Wetland. Once during your turn, if a stadium is in play, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. And for 1 dark and 2 colorless Needle Bone, 200, flip a coin. If tails during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So, very, very suboptimal card. Can't even be powered up by the Arceus V-Star because it is an EX Pokemon and not a V Pokemon. But yeah, that must have been a Paldean Wooper that we saw in the deck. And we see multiple evolutions coming out of this here. We do have the Water Energy and now a Double Turbo Energy on what is now an Arceus V-Star. We'll be able to load up this Goodra V-Star with 3 energy cards, one of which being a water, one of which being a metal, and then just one of either color is fine for the last one. Using Beeble to draw until we have 5 cards in our hand. And now what? We're just going to hit that Arceus for 200 damage. We're going to be super far ahead in this match. I'm very surprised that Paldean Clodsire EX is 3-0, I'll be honest. I love the guy. He's adorable. I also think it's really weird they called his attack Needle Bone. I mean, I guess maybe those are bones that are sticking out of his back that are like the toxic spikes. They do like go into his back and then come back out. So is Clodsire just what's his name? Kimimaro? Is Clodsire just Kimimaro? He's got like toxic bones coming out of his back. So Box of Disasters to the Goodra as well. That's insult to injury for Gardevoir decks, I will say, because it's very hard to one-shot. You can one-shot a Goodra through the attack, but if you do, that Box of Disaster is just dirty. It would honestly even be fine if that Box of Disaster was instead, like, the Vengeful Punch if it's against Gardevoir. But I think the Box of Disaster is better against other decks, because if you get like Lost Impacted, you do 80 to the Giratina, and then you finish him off for 200 with the Rolling Iron attack. So yeah, Rolling Iron, the attack of the Goodra V-Star, Hisuian Goodra V-Star, does 200 damage and then reduces damage you take by 80 next turn. So that effect can be reset by something like Escape Rope Boss's Orders, bringing it to the bench and then back to the active is usually the best way around that. But sometimes it's Lone Wolf in the board, the only thing in play. And it looks like that Bibarel draw was not very helpful. There's no way to power up this Arceus V-Star now. Even if we use our V-Star power, just going to have to retreat into the Bibarel. I guess hope that the Bibarel gets knocked out, and then we can Raihan to the Arceus V-Star on the next turn, if there's a basic energy in the discard pile. But yeah, this is pretty one-sided looking, it looks like. We're even going to Nest Ball here, just thinning our hand out of stuff, getting more Pokemon in play. You can even go for a second Goodra here and use the Star, what's it called? I already forgot. Trinity Nova attack in order to power it up as well. And it gets a Box of Disaster. So there's a Box of Disaster on all three of these Pokemon V-Star, Pokemon V and V-Star that are in play right now. And there's a double Turbo Energy attached to the Bibarel so that he can retreat. Looks like we're just getting one energy card to that Goodra. We must be out of energy in the deck. We must have prized quite a few. Because it's, it seems odd that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only have 5 energies that you have access to. I think there was one Metal Energy in hand I saw earlier. And yeah, just we see a double turbo pass, and then just the draw, doesn't even look at it. Trinity Nova wins the game. So that was a very one-sided match. Unfortunately, the Paldean Clodsire was not able to come through. I would have really liked to see exactly how the deck operates, but it looks like it was just a brick fest from this player on the left. So as always, guys, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Very important for that YouTube algorithm. We will see you guys next time for another round of this Champions League tournament.